All right, guys, welcome back to Unit 2, Outcome 2, Marketing. This is a really interesting topic, and it does allow for you to be a bit more creative in terms of your abilities, I suppose. All right, so with this topic, it is quite a large topic, but this final outcome is going to be very similar to the one that we did at the end of term 2, in the sense that it is a report, not a question and answer type of stack. All right. Okay, so this first key knowledge point is the relationship between marketing, establishing a customer base, and business objectives. All right. So we know what business objectives are. So it is what the business is aiming to achieve in the future. Okay. All right. So what actually is marketing? So the definition of marketing is it is the process of implementing strategies to price, promote, and distribute products to current and potential customers. Okay, so when we are looking at marketing, that's what you need to be considering. So to put it more simply, it's the total system of interacting activities to plan, price, promote, distribute products to customers. All right. Many people just assume that marketing is just advertising, and that's not true. Okay. It includes advertising, but it is not just advertising. All right. So to perform marketing, a business needs to conduct market research and identify the target market. All right. So the marketing strategies that a business is going to use is going to depend on what area they are specifically looking at, whether they are developing a product, promoting the product, distributing the product, or pricing. All right. How do we establish a customer base? So we need to identify the customer base, or the group of consumers who continuously is going to purchase goods and services from the business. Okay, and we do that by looking at the demographic, meaning the age, gender, education of of customers. We're going to look at the psychographic characteristics, so their interests, their activities, lifestyles, opinions, their attitudes, their behaviors. And the final one is geographic characteristics, which is their actual physical location. Okay, so we do know that looking at online businesses, they are much more able to reach a broader target market. However, in terms of a physical business, if people do want to go and see and touch and feel the product, it is going to be more about where they are actually physically located. Once the customer is identified, the product or service is going to be needed to be marketed to be of value to that customer. Okay, it's one that the customer actually feels like they need or that they want in their lives. So the focus, it's marketing on specifically targeting the types of individuals that do meet those characteristics within that customer base. Okay, so if they are close to the store and their attitudes and values represent what the business is selling, they are going to be more likely to meet that customer base. Okay. The product or service and marketing approach will be that the target customers will return for repeat purchases. Okay, so we are really, really wanting to create that loyal customer base, and we're going to see why in a minute. All right, so the Pareto principle. This is a really important one, and it is super relevant to pretty much every single business. Okay, so the Pareto principle is the 80-20 rule. Right? So approximately 80% of sales is going to come from 20% of customers, meaning that those 20% of customers are regularly buying from the business, making up their total amount of sales. Okay? So businesses need to create a marketing strategy that focuses on retaining loyal customers to maintain a strong customer base, resulting in strong sales figures, okay, which then allows that Pareto principle to be attained. Now, just remembering with this one that when we are saying create a marketing strategy that focuses on retaining loyal customers, that can be coming from a range of things. So making sure products are of really high quality, but also considering things like creating loyalty programs for customers as well. And by doing all of that, it then is going to mean that we are going to be able to achieve our business objectives a little bit easier. All right. So business will aim to fulfill multiple business objectives, so goals that business intends to achieve. So we can look at increasing sales, increasing market share, improving levels of customer satisfaction, and increasing profitability. Okay, so all of these are actually ones that we do look at next year in terms of KPIs, so key performance indicators, which is effectively a measure of how well the business is achieving their goals. Okay. So if we are wanting to increase sales, as an example, from a marketing perspective, we may target a business's customer base, and that can increase the number of customers who will make repeat purchases, helping to increase the total number of sales. Okay, so looking back at that Pareto principle. And then so on and so forth with the remaining ones. Okay. So it effectively is just looking at the strategies that we can use from marketing in order to help achieve the key business objectives. All right, how are we actually measuring the success of whether or not we are meeting the business objectives, or specifically marketing objectives? So step one is that we need to establish a marketing plan. What do we actually want to achieve? Next, we are going to monitor the performance. So what is actually happening, evaluating it, what does that actually mean? And then we're going to correct it. All right. So then we'll fix it up and implement a new program if necessary. And by doing that, it should allow us to then increase the likelihood that we are actually achieving our business objectives. Yeah, specifically the marketing objectives, which is going to sort of result in an increase in number of sales, an increased percentage of market share, and net profit. Okay, and you can see those, what they are on this slide. So the number of sales, pretty explanatory, but the amount of product or services sold by the business within a certain period of time. Okay, all of these are going to help to actually determine whether or not the marketing plan is being efficient and effective.